Hello everybody, my name is Bricky. I hope you are having a fantastic day. A happy New Year's to you as well. There are a couple things going on in this video, all of which I will elaborate on very quickly, and I'm not going to waste any time doing so. First things first, that weird thing where you're tabbed into Dead by Daylight that makes the game lag so much, still there. Don't know why that's the case, but alt-tabbing makes it so it goes back to 60 FPS. Still don't get it. Number two, I have my Legion Prestige 3. What's the deal with that? Who would ever do that? I would. Double blood points. And finally, I wanted to tell you my build before I told you some interesting new changes that have been going on with all of the new channel and stuff. So basically what I'm running right here in this Legion build is Frank's Mixtape, Ruin, Barbecue, Discordance, Monitoring Abuse with Frank's, did I say Frank's Mixtape? Hex Ruin? I don't know. Frank's Mixtape and the sketchbook for Frenzy Duration and Frank's Mixtape stuff. Long story short, it's Frank's Mixtape. Frank's Mixtape, if I had like fully better perks, a full barbecue and chili, monitor abuse level 3, and I mean Discordance is actually probably better at the first stage. If I had a full Legion build, I think it could be a pretty dang gross Legion, because Frank's Mixtape turns the Legion from a terrible killer to a decent one. Because Frank's Mixtape is a little bit dumb. Granted, of course, doesn't help with a lot of the other problems they have, but the mixtape itself is pretty crazy. Anyway, the main reason I'm making this video is more of a test than anything. So I have, if you've seen any of my major vlogs recently on the main channel at Bricky, I've been doing some more vlogs for myself, enjoying myself a little bit more, but right before the year end, I ordered some more tech for my stream and my video making and my vlogging setup. This tech included a XLR mic adapter to place on my camera, as well as a new XLR based microphone and also a new camera lens. Now, I got a beautiful Olympus 7 to 14 millimeter wide angle lens to use for some new vlogging. And I also got myself a new microphone. It is a very nice microphone, generally the industry standard for most things. You can find it in many professional environments. I was actually recently watching a boxing match between Lomachenko and I honestly forget the other guy. I feel bad forgetting his name, but he's fought a lot of people. Lomachenko is a very enjoyable boxer to watch. Even if you don't like boxing, it's very fun to watch. Anyway, I noticed it was kind of funny because in the giant camera setups that all the people were lugging around, they had this microphone on them. Now, I'm hesitant to say the name of it because it's a very expensive microphone, and you know, I need to try to pretend like I'm still, I can still relate to. Oh, that sucks right there. 2 strode keys. That sucks. I still need to pretend like I can relate to y'all a little bit, you know. I always make that slight joke where like, hey man, if Arizona iced teas ever become more than $1, I'll still be mad. That's how I know I still can relate to society. That's how you know. You still want to make sure that you know what it's like to live the life of everybody. You got to know how Arizona iced teas operate. No, it actually is one of those things that a lot of times you got to think about a little bit is, you know, because back when I used to work at Dairy Queen and work on at my EMT job making minimum wage and all that stuff, a lot of times I always got to think, if I ever start doing well, if I ever start really succeeding in my YouTube career, I got to make sure, you know, you don't think, I don't know, thinking correctly. I don't want to say the word stay relevant because that's not what it is. It's more like you want to still be able to understand the world in a financial kind of way. I guess is the best way I can describe it. You know, like me and my buddies. My buddies are, you know, still working their standard minimum wage jobs. Nothing too insane, and you want to make sure that you know you don't turn into that guy who's like, what do you mean you can't afford this thing? It's only this much money. And they're like, Brick, yeah, I can't afford that. You know, you got to try to remain, I don't know, relatable. I guess relatable would be the word, right? Now, I haven't turned into that person quite yet. That ends up becoming a, what do you mean you wear wired headphones. AirPods all the way, sonny boy. No, I'm not that person. I'm not gonna be that person for a very, very long time, at least I hope. But, you know, it's one of those things that you gotta try to not become too fast. Anyway, why was I saying this? Oh yeah, the microphone. Anyway, it's a very nice new mic that I'm very pleased with. I was about to say, she didn't jump over, what the heck? But I'm using it right now. I need to put a little bit of EQ into it, a little bit of extra into post. Mainly just something like, you know, maybe a little bit of extra bass. I don't know, anything like that would be very useful. And especially with my voice, as somebody with a much lower voice, oh my goodness gracious. It might be useful to get a little bit of extra EQ in there, get those lows going a little bit. But the new microphone is here. I'm very pleased with it. It sounds great so far, in my opinion. Also, it's a condenser microphone, which is fantastic for anyone who does any kind of gaming. For any of you who maybe are trying to create a channel or doing gaming channel, I would highly recommend you get some form of cardioid style condenser microphone. It's good to have a good, wow, 2 generators so quickly. Even with Ruin. I mean, it is only Ruin 2, but still. Any kind of condenser cardioid based microphone is very useful, mainly because it allows you to kind of hold back any yelling you do. Now, I don't know what kind of YouTuber you want to become, but if you look at somebody like an old school PewDiePie, like a Ninja, like a Markiplier, some people who tend to yell a bit more than the average person, or they're very loud when they make videos, you have to kind of have something that helps you with it. Now, sometimes there are things like audio interfaces that have padding on them that assists with this kind of stuff, but personally, I like condenser microphones because it allows you to survive that, oh, there goes my Ruin, survive that issue a little bit better. You know, if it doesn't, it's not fantastic, it's not like the end-all be-all to stop any kind of clipping, but it definitely helps, and with this being a shotgun microphone, it really does make a solid difference, I'd say. I like it quite a bit. I think it's fantastic. Anywho, enough about that kind of stuff. Oh, I might actually be able to snag a standard hit on this Fang Min. That would be insane. Hitting a Fang Min with just a regular strike? What kind of world is this? Good try. I think I actually saw somebody running in there. I did. Well, I mean, at this point, it might be better just to go ahead and end the Lori's life, you know? You know, I mean, it kind of sucks for her, but at this point in time, it might really be useful. Yeah, especially when she doesn't have any form of barbecue, or not barbecue, borrowed time. Yeah, that definitely is gonna help me a lot in this game. This is one of those situations that's gonna really work out in my favor. Excellent, excellent, excellent. But anyway, it really helps if you yell a lot, or if you just raise your voice a lot, you know? Like, I'm not saying you have to be like a hardcore yell, yell, yell kind of person. And, you know, I obviously look at, you know, some of the more larger people like a Markiplier, a Jacksepticeye, a Ninja, an old school PewDiePie, now that he does different things now. As obviously they seem to really kind of push their content more for younger audiences. And that's not a dig at them or anything at all. I honestly just do believe that it is more based for a younger audience. And because of that, obviously being much more loud and vocal does assist their content. However, what the heck? I'm not specifically saying that, you know, that's the only thing I'm talking about if you're ever gonna be loud. You know, I'm not referring to you have to be hyper every single time. I'm just saying, if you ever find yourself clipping your microphone, this might assist you in stopping that. A condenser, that is. Condenser microphone. Cardioid, the cardioid pattern of it is not for the loudness. Personally, for me, it's to help with microphone sounds. Now, I'm using a shotgun microphone, a teensy little guy too. And this shotgun microphone, as useful as it ends up being, it's mainly, or it assists with allowing you for directional inputs. And it's great for anything in real life too. You can just kind of put it in your face, and it can cut out some of the keyboard noises. Now, I'm not entirely done with some of the EQ. I want to put in maybe a filter, like a noise gate of some kind, to assist myself with that specific, keyboard noises type dealio. But man, Frank's mixtape is just the worst thing ever. I hate this. It changes Legion to become just a tunnel machine. It makes it very unfun. Well, for them, not for me. I'm watching this and I'm like, man, this sucks for them. But it really does help with the keyboard noises, even though I haven't put in any kind of extra stuff. A noise gate would be very useful for this kind of thing, but I haven't really touched that a lot. I feel like even though my audio experience is rather limited, I do feel as if some of the more audiophiles who watch me might understand this a little bit more. And I do feel it's important to help out a lot of viewers who want to get started on any kind of YouTube thing. A reminder though, if you do make videos on YouTube, or you're trying to, I would recommend doing it for enjoyment first before you do it in expecting any kind of career. Mainly because if the career part of it doesn't work out, and that's the thing motivating you, you might become unmotivated far quicker. And it might be more enjoyable if you just do it for fun. I'm not saying you can't do it for, profit or anything, but I'm saying a lot of the people who do it for fun end up staying in it because they would have done it for fun anyway, even if they weren't, turning it into a career. And I would highly recommend, if you're looking to do this, start it off as just enjoyable. Less about, what's in it for you, more about just the fun of it. Anywho, side note, there are a lot of microphones that are good, but if you are a starter, I would recommend the AT2020 it's Audio-Technica 2020. Now, it's a very baseline microphone. It's only about $100. Probably even cheaper sometimes, depending if you can get it on sale. However, it is I believe it is a cardioid condenser. I'm pretty sure it's a cardioid condenser. But it is very useful for starters because it's a decent sounding mic. It sounds great, but more importantly is it has the directional section, it has the condenser part of it, and it can really help you out if you're starting any kind of major career with it. So with that being said, I wanted to just make this video as like a test for the microphone. This video was partially to make a DBD video, but also I wanted to test the mic, make sure it sounded good, make sure it synced well, make sure everything worked out well with it. And I also wanted to get this mic before I began my Neo playthrough. So, because I imagine I'm going to be yelling a lot. So with that being said, it's a pleasure having you here. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.